Beneath the postcard charm of southern Italy, where cliffside towns overlook the Bay of Naples, lurks a threat far more dangerous than local legends suggest. Tourists flock to Mount Vesuvius for sweeping vistas. Yet few understand that this breathtaking region rests atop one of the most hazardous volcanic zones on the planet. For centuries, Vesuvius has been cast as the chief villain, the destroyer of Pompeii, a dormant giant capable of wiping out entire districts in a matter of hours. But Vesuvius represents only half of the danger. Just west of it, concealed beneath Naples and extending out into the sea, lies Campi Flegrei, an immense explosive caldera whose ancient eruptions once dimmed Europe's skies and altered the course of human history. What links these two volcanic titans is more than geography. Growing geological evidence suggests they may be connected deep underground by shared magma pathways. If true, unrest in one system could affect the other, raising the possibility that Naples isn't threatened by a single eruption, but by an interconnected catastrophe unlike anything witnessed in modern times. Worryingly, both Campi Flegrei and Vesuvius are already showing signs of renewed activity. Earthquakes, rising ground levels, and subtle magma movement all signal that the earth beneath Naples is anything but quiet. Today, we'll explore the hidden connection between Campi Flegrei and Vesuvius, and whether their shared plumbing could set the stage for a future mega eruption. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel. The Bay of Naples sits inside the Campanian volcanic arc, one of southern Europe's most dangerous volcanic chains, born from the slow collision between the African and Eurasian plates. As the African plate sinks beneath Europe, it releases water into the mantle above, lowering the melting point and generating vast reservoirs of magma. This molten material powers a series of volcanoes stretching from the Aeolian Islands, home to Stromboli and Volcano, across mainland Italy. Among the most formidable are Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei. Vesuvius towers steeply above the plains, a classic stratovolcano over 1,200 meters tall, fueled by a shallow magma chamber that makes it prone to sudden, violent blasts, like the one that obliterated Pompeii in 79 AD. Campi Flegrei, by contrast, is not a single peak, but a sprawling 13-kilometer-wide depression created when the ground collapsed after two colossal eruptions tens of thousands of years ago. Events that hurled thousands of cubic kilometers of ash and pumice across Europe. Despite their differences, both volcanoes tap into the same deep magma supply generated by the subduction zone. Their shallow systems are separate, but geophysical studies show that pressure changes in one can influence the other. In essence, Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei may be two vents feeding off a single immense volcanic engine. The eruption of 79 AD cemented Vesuvius's reputation forever, burying entire Roman cities beneath ash and pyroclastic flows in mere hours, and killing tens of thousands. But that disaster was only one chapter in its long eruptive history. Vesuvius erupted repeatedly in earlier centuries, and again in 1631, 1794, 1906, and most recently in 1944. Each time demonstrating its ability to unleash powerful, abrupt explosions. Campi Flegrei's past is even more terrifying. Around 39,000 years ago, it produced the Campanian ignimbrite eruption, one of the largest known blasts in human prehistory, ejecting more than 150 cubic kilometers of material, blanketing Europe with ash, and contributing to abrupt climate cooling that may have accelerated Neanderthal decline. A second massive eruption about 15,000 years ago further reshaped the region and helped form the modern caldera. Though activity since then has been smaller, it remains significant. In 1538, Campi Flegrei produced Monte Nuovo, its most recent eruption. The area has experienced major ground uplift episodes, especially in the 1970s and 1980s, prompting evacuations as magma shifted beneath the surface. In recent years, both volcanoes have shown renewed signs of activity, and 2025 has brought some of the clearest warnings yet. Vesuvius, quiet since 1944, is not extinct. INGV scientists have reported increased earthquake swarms, subtle ground swelling, and higher gas output this year, evidence that the volcano remains active and its long dormancy could make its next eruption unusually violent. But Campi Flegrei is showing the most dramatic signs of trouble. Since early 2025, the caldera has been shaken by a series of earthquakes above magnitude 4.0, including a magnitude 4.6 event in June. The strongest in 4 decades, new AI-enhanced seismic data has detected hundreds of thousands of microquakes, revealing a crust under intense stress. Ground uplift around Pozzuoli has accelerated, and gases rich in CO2 and SO2 are rising. Clear indicators that magma and superheated fluids are moving upward. The situation escalated on September 1st, 2025, when a magnitude 4.0 quake hit during a swarm of nearly 100 tremors. Less than 2 weeks later, a magnitude 2.1 shock struck the caldera, signaling ongoing instability rather than calm. Scientists warn that the concern is no longer a small eruption like Monte Nuovo, but the possibility of a much larger event. Studies suggest the rock beneath the caldera is weakening, and continued pressure could trigger an eruption with global consequences. A large-scale Campi Flegrei eruption would be catastrophic. Naples, with its population of 3 million, could be buried in ash and pumice, while pyroclastic flows might sweep across the caldera at lethal speeds, killing tens or even hundreds of thousands in minutes. Buildings across southern Italy could collapse under ashfall. Transportation, electricity, and water systems would fail. The damage wouldn't stop at Italy's borders. Ash clouds could ground flights across Europe for weeks, while sulfur aerosols lofted into the stratosphere could cool the planet, alter rainfall patterns, and spark global food shortages. The worst-case scenario is a dual eruption. Although Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei are separate volcanoes, their deep systems may be linked. A massive eruption at one could destabilize the other, triggering overlapping crises. In such a scenario, casualties could reach the hundreds of thousands, or even millions, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. Italy is well aware of the threat. INGV maintains a dense network of monitoring equipment around both volcanoes, including seismometers, GPS stations, gas detectors, and satellite observations. International teams model potential pyroclastic flows, ash dispersal, and risk zones. Evacuation plans exist, but their feasibility is uncertain. Evacuating millions from Naples on short notice is a daunting task, and previous drills have revealed how easily panic could overwhelm logistics. Scientists stress community education and continued research. Despite decades of study, Campi Flegrei remains one of the world's most closely observed, yet least predictable volcanoes. Even advanced models cannot determine when or how the next eruption will occur. The future of Naples and the millions living in the shadow of Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei remains uncertain. These volcanoes have shaped the region for thousands of years, and their shared connection deep underground ensures they will shape its destiny as well. Their continued unrest is a reminder that the land beneath Naples is alive. Every tremor, every uplift, every gas burst is a signal that the systems below are evolving. Whether the next eruption is small or catastrophic, one thing is certain: it will happen. And the possibility of a linked eruption between both systems cannot be dismissed. Science can prepare us, but it cannot guarantee safety. The real question is not if history will witness another great volcanic event here, but when it will unfold, and whether humanity will be ready or forced to watch tragedy repeat itself. Science, science news, Earth, earthly, natural disasters, geology, volcano, volcanoes, volcanic, volcano eruption, volcanic eruption, Naples, Italy, volcanic eruption, Italy, Italy, volcano, Campi Flegrei, eruption, Mount Vesuvius, Naples volcano, Campi Flegrei, volcano, Vesuvius, Campi Flegrei, volcano, eruption, Mount Vesuvius eruption, Vesuvius eruption, magma, Phlegreian fields, Vesuvius volcano, Pozzuoli, magma chamber.